lot of messages. Yo, happy birthday,
Big
blah, blah, blah.
30.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Third floor.
Yeah.
Big
My wife is
3-0.
always saying I'm old. Baby boo, you seen this? I'm not old. You know what I'm saying? So, I got a lot of messages last year, and a few messages stuck out to me. And these were people actually giving me, just thanking me.
People you've mentored.
People who are like, you remember that day when you told me this, when you told me you did not have to. Why did you do it? You want to say something?
Yeah, that brings me to my next point. Yeah. So you have to distinguish mentorship from help. Generally, I say that.
Thank you.
Yeah, we need to get mentors, but you also need to get help. Sometimes you just need help. It's not even mentorship.
Yeah.
This guy, you sabi.
Yeah.
Let's take it something as simple as David is good with sound. I want to do sound. I need to speak to David. I might not do everything the way David is saying, but I need to listen to David because David,
he can make my journey shorter.
I'm telling you, people pay for these things. People pay for help that will help you skip
Big
unnecessary time.
Big facts.
And you are running life. Life is one life as a man.
That time issue,
even
man.
that word mentor.
That time issue, man.
Because there's no one I refer to as my mentor, but there are definitely people that fit that mold according to these definitions.
Yeah.
And I think one reason subconsciously, as I'm thinking about it now, was that when I thought of the word mentor, it felt like I had to be accountable to this person in everything. And then my generation, and I think most young Nigerians, we also grew up with some level of trust issues to leadership. Based on the leadership we see in the country.
Facts.
So I always had those kind of issues because if I look up to this man now, tomorrow he will do something that will shake my faith.
Even most of our homes here are run by parents who practice this, do as I say, not as I do.
Exactly.
Because most of them, they go against some of the things they tell you to do.
Exactly.
It's like, how am I going to learn from you
so
when
it's
you're
from
not
those
even
trust
straight?
issues. It's from those trust issues that now comes in. So I think I need to find a new word to even define to call someone a mentor. But I definitely have people in those spaces that when it comes to this issue,
You can call them for
I'll call
help.
this person. When it comes to this, I'll call this person.
I'm too on that as well. There's no one that I would say this guy is my mentor. Yes, there are people that have helped me in the course of my life, my career, and all that. But there's no one I can sort of point. I've never said this person is my mentor. That word, I can't remember using it. I find myself looking back and who are the people that have helped me? So yes, my dad, fantastic storyteller. I love that. There's so much I learned from my dad. I think one of the biggest things is his relationship with my mom. That I definitely learned that without calling him a mentor. If I think back, my relationship with women, and especially women that I love, that in my life, my wife, for example, my dad really helped
Laid
with
the
that.
blueprint for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even though they had issues, every relationship will have issues, but I learned that those things once you guys are aligned, you can always surpass any issue. Because the other thing is storytelling. Oh, my fantastic storyteller. All those tales by moonlight type of things, but I realized my dad loves to.
My dad too.
That's crazy.
My dad too likes
My dad would listen to our crappy stories. Shout out to my baby sister. She always had one, like every night. Even I cannot do it. Every night she had one particular story about a tiger that has 2 eyes, 1 nose, 2 ears, and that would be the end of her story. Yes. And the guy would just sit down there and listen to her and validate her like, wow, makes sense.
What's a special tiger? But tigers are meant to have 2 eyes
every day. Shout out to you.
Tigers are meant to have 2 eyes. What I was trying to say when Ross was, it reminded me of something. So a couple weeks ago, when there was a whole tweet, or months ago, there was a whole Twitter scandal about one big Nigerian artist that said something. So it reminded me of the fact that, for instance, this Nigerian artist now, a lot of people look up to him because he's an artist. But then there's something that happens with human beings where if there's someone we admire in one particular thing, we tend to now look at them as they should be perfect in every other thing. These guys should be
Yo, what this guy just said is fact. And it happens with celebrities a lot. where, okay, because we're looking up to this person with music, we now start looking at their lives, and then we're trying to like use their lives as a yardstick, and it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way at all. Like people are going to do people things, right? You actually need to like, if you want to have, again, if you want to have a mentor, if you want to have someone that you're looking up to for a specific thing, let it be that specific thing. Yes, most times if someone is good at one part of their life, like it's very good, sometimes it translates to other parts. For example, if they have their discipline down, if they have integrity, I think once the person has discipline and integrity, it kind of bleeds through other parts of their life, right? In such a way that um, other things around them is going to work well. It's going to work fine. They might not be the richest, but if you're looking for someone that is very rich, and you're not sure that the person has integrity, right? You're looking at the person as, oh, this person knows how to make money. You're looking at the person as, this person knows how to make money. This person um is very good with finances, manages well, saves well, all round businessman or businesswoman, right? And that's what you want to learn from the person. And then you see that the person is abusive to his children, or you see that the person neglects his family or her family, right? There's this thing that we like doing where some people do know how to compartmentalize, right? Where they see the good part of someone, and then they see something bad or a character flaw in that person, and then all of a sudden also they either take everything or they throw away everything. Like you can pick bits and pieces of things that you want to learn from different people. So yeah, I felt like I should just harp on that because that's a very very um solid point that this guy just made. I don't worry. By the third episode, I'm going to know everyone's name. I know Bo. I already know Ronta. I already know David. So it's just this guys. I'm going to listen clearly. Yeah. All right.
The ones. So when they now disappoint us, which is what I'm talking about, when they now disappoint us by making some kind of statement, or it comes out that they did something, it affects us deeply.
Let me ask this question.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who Andrew Tate is, right? We all know who Andrew Tate is.
Yeah.
Yeah. People like that, people that have such a very controversial, vibe to them, persona to them, can men get good advice from sources like that? Because here's what you're saying. Is it important? And I'm asking the question to all of us. Is it important to learn how to take what is good, what can benefit you from someone with what they say, and then just leave out the rest?
That's exactly what I just said. That's exactly what I just said. We need to learn to, if you're looking for something, if you're looking for marriage advice from someone, and the person is terrible with their finances, but they're very fantastic with their marriage life, right? Like with their wife and how they treat their wife and how they've been able to like talk through things, walk through things and all that. If that's what you're looking for, go to that person for that particular thing. You don't need to say, oh, this person is teaching me marriage, so he must be good with finances. No, it doesn't mean that. And it doesn't mean that you shouldn't it doesn't mean that you should throw the person away. Like you should disregard everything the person is saying. You went for a specific thing. Go for that thing. You can appreciate one aspect of someone without appreciating the other parts of the person. For example, no one is perfect. There are things that I lack in, right? And you might, for example, you might come to me for art, right? Something artistic and all that, like maybe for design advice or whatever. You can come to me for that. And then you might now come to me and say, oh, what do you think about marriage or having kids or whatever? I'm not going to be able to give you something reasonable to work with because I don't have experience in that, and that's not my strong suit. And that doesn't mean that, okay, because I don't have experience with that, you shouldn't take the art advice that you came to ask me for. So, yeah, it's again, I feel like eventually, hopefully, not eventually, the podcast is going to be big. And one day we're going to do like a live call. So, hopefully, I'll be there once that opening happens.
The one that doesn't really concern you, the one that you feel, no, I don't really believe that this is it.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So people like, should young men, for example, listen to Andrew Tate?
Nah, I think so. I think, let me tell you one thing Andrew Tate said. He said a lot of things that I agree with. But one thing that is really strong is he said something about strengthening your network. Your net worth is as strong as your network. So 4 of us here, we're friends.
Yeah.
We're guys.
Yeah.
If I'm doing business with the 4 of you, the 3 of you, I would always make sure I pay a premium for your service. It's not because you're my friend, I would start down pricing what
you are doing.
In fact, I will pay you more than I'll pay other people that don't know, because you're within my network.
Man.
You are strong as your network, so you have to strengthen your network. That's something Andrew Tate said that to me just
Missionaries were with you.
It made a lot of sense. Typically, people want to take advantage of their friends.
Yeah.
Because I want to do
My guy
now.
Yeah.
Take
You price the person down.
25% now.
Guy, that's one thing I've never really understood. And I don't know how that started. I don't know where it started from. But that is messed up. That is messed up. Like, I've started doing this thing where if you're a family member, I'm going to charge you more. Like, if you're a family member, I'm going to charge you more because I believe that, okay, you're my family. You want to see me do well. Why are you now like undercutting my price? Which one is family discount? There's nothing like family discount. You only get it like discounts are only when you've like shopped with me before, or you have like a coupon or whatever, or I'm rewarding you for something. You can't just start a business and start with a discount. Like that's why, and I feel like that's why most businesses. I'm going off on a tangent here, but I feel like that's why most businesses actually struggle a lot, in some places, based on this mentality of, oh, this person is my friend or we're close, so, I should pay less. No. And I don't know. I think it's from Ronsi that I learned this thing from. Where if I want to do something with a friend, or if I want to do something with someone within my network, like someone that I know, if I cannot afford it, like if I ask you, when I ask you your price, right? I ask you the price that you charge, the price you charge other people, or the price that you charge normally, and I'm willing to pay that price and a little more if I can afford it. If I cannot afford it, then I would like, then I'll ask, okay, are you okay going? Like, I'm not asking you to reduce it, but if I can't afford it, I would ask, are you okay doing this? If you say yes, then fine. And hopefully, most times I'm able to afford stuff like that. But if I'm not, eventually I'll say, okay, when this person needs similar help, I would find a way to help them out, because I would take that as a favor that you're doing me. I won't take it as, oh, I'm paying less. No. I believe that you're supposed to pay more. If the person is truly your friend and you care about the person's business, you're supposed to pay more. You're not supposed to discount. You're not supposed to cut costs. That should even be the place where you're like, oh, well, let me even splurge on this person because it's in the network. Now I'm going in circles, but it's in the network. Spend money on your friends. Spend money on your friends and family. That is all you have. Spend money on them. Spend money on your network so that the money goes round. That is how all these, that's how all these communities build. You don't build by undercutting people. Spend money on your friends. That's it. That's all. Back to the video.
Nah. You pay your guy 150%.
Yeah.
as by taking advice, I think even before you get a mentor, you should know what you want. See, one thing that happens is that what if you go and meet somebody? Because people go to meet people for different reasons. So if you don't know what you want, you're asking for help. You don't know what you want. You don't know the help you're asking for. Then the person gives you a plethora of options. You get lost. For example,
get lost.
if you are going to, let's say I want to, let me look for a simple example. I want to set up a podcast and I know someone that has done podcast before. I can tell the person my vision that I'm trying to achieve. So you can tell, so what a mentor will do for me that I understand is that a mentor can paint pictures. A mentor can give you connections. He can paint pictures for you. He can broaden your horizon. I had a challenge one time that when I went to meet this guy, he's not even my first mentor. I went to meet him and I had no idea that he had gone through something like that before. But I just said, I knew that he went through the specific thing I was going through at that time. The same thing. And there's no way you see this guy and you believe that he has gone through that before. So it took some talking to, and I said, okay, so this thing that I'm shouting over is not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I went through this same thing. I didn't do exactly what he did. But he's trying to tell me that, guy, this thing, you're not the only one that is facing this speed. So know how you do it. Look at the options. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
All right. Mentors are meant to help you avoid pitfalls because they have gone through it.
Yeah.
They're meant to help you avoid it. I like what you said. I think for a lot of people, maybe you see someone that has money, he has influence, and then you start asking him for sexual advice or something. Because he seems influential and successful doesn't mean he knows everything. I think we should also know that mentors are fallible.
They're human.
They're human. They're not perfect.
In fact, you shouldn't even have someone that is fake as a mentor.
Human
You have to
Be
be
sure
real
of
with
what what is this guy good at? What has he passed? What experience does he have that I want to learn from or borrow from? It's good to just identify that before you approach someone.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to talk about how as men, we have a huge issue with pride and our ego. I just thought about our title for a second, and truly, guys, we really need help, man. The world is crazy. It's harder than it's ever been to make money. It's harder than it's ever been to have a family, a good one at that. We're having so much issues with our women, gender wars. Men say one thing, women are like, you too. Women say one thing, men are like, yo. The way God created the relationship field is that we lead. And the way we lead is to lead by example. But how can you lead when you've not been led? Do you understand? This is where that mentorship thing becomes very, very important. Like, I know I have mentees who are doing things at 22 that I could only dream of doing at that time simply because I was in their lives. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Blueprint.
Just to say, do you know how much? Do you know just how much of a long journey can be cut short by just admitting to the fact? Don't be proud. Don't allow your ego take over the situation. Don't be over analytical of it. I've said it. Like, there's certain situation. If you find yourself in the middle of water, if you're thrown into water and you don't know how to swim, you know the kind of help you need. Do you understand? You know for sure that you're going to be trying to.
Sometimes it's not pride though.
Do you understand?
So
no, me, I'm talking about it from this angle because
from that pride. Okay,
because I know how hard it can be for men to even look at their lives and be like, and it's a plethora of excuses. My dad was never there. Well, life didn't deal me the nice cards that I wanted, and all of that. And we have a lot of excuses. Guy, it's not easy, Jare. Everybody just there, they hustle. Everybody just there. It's not easy. It's not, bro.
You can sleep on that.
Be easy.
Yeah, you can sleep on that. It's not easy.
Yeah, don't stay there. You need help. If you find yourself in that kind of, if you find yourself in shark infested waters, as far as your development as a man goes, you grew up in a home where, like I said, the man was silent or the man was not even there. Do you understand? And then if you're a single guy and you've come of age and maybe you're really, and see, man, I have to talk about this, yo. Like, single moms should stop using their kids as pawns against men. That a relationship didn't work with a man does not make a man a bad father. Do not rob a child of the first mentor that he has in the person of a father. And if peradventure you do not have that, go in search of it, bro. You can make your life easier by doing so. And don't forget, a lot of us eventually want to have kids. It's scary that you would even bring a child into the world when you are that messed up. So at least you need to be on the path of healing to be able to contribute something meaningful to a child's life. I don't think I should flog this issue too much. I think you guys get my drift.
David Kenya has spoken.
You know what I'm saying? Now,
See, David, if you get to see this, I beg, make a specific episode for that. I beg you. I would definitely like comment on all those, react to it and blah blah blah, and throw in my own like 50 cents. So yeah, no, that'll be a very, very interesting topic to talk about.
sound
we need
bites,
bell
yo.
or something.
Wow.
Trumpets.
We need to sample that wow thing.
I'm telling you.
You were about to say something.
Yeah, I want to say that I remember again my dad, fantastic guy, but growing up, he used to say, he used to with pride talk about how he didn't need to ask for help from anyone. You get so he said those things were with he said that with pride. I don't need to ask for help. I don't need to try and know anyone. And we sort of imbibed that for a long time. Is until some years back that I had to sort of unlearn that. I wanted to
Self-made.
go through it myself.
Even that word self-made, what does that really mean?
Do you understand?
A self-made man.
Nobody's self-made,
Nobody's
bro.
self-made.
What
You
does
can't-
that
you really
mean?
can't achieve
Because
anything.
Because
Nobody's
guys
self-made,
like
bro.
claiming that I'm
can't-
self-made.
nobody
I'm
can
self-made.
Nah,
man.
we crossed that cross.
What does it mean?
Shout out to Ricky Rose.
Oh,
The truth is, if you want to do
Were you seriously just going to enjoy the video and not like or leave a comment or subscribe? Really? Really?